Shalom and welcome. Why does the Messianic Age, the concept of the Messiah, why does it touch the hearts of so many throughout the world? What is it that's so deeply rooted into all of our hearts that makes us desire for this time, this age of a utopian world where everyone will live in peace and security? Even among those who do not believe in God, atheism, and others, all desire a world of peace, a world of unification, a world unlike the world we've been living in, where there's war, famine, destruction, wickedness. We all desire this one thing. Now, what does the Hebrew Scriptures want to tell us clearly? When I say Hebrew Scriptures, I mean Tanakh. What does the Tanakh, what Christians call the Old Testament, the author of the Tanakh, what does the author of the Hebrew Scriptures want to tell us clearly? Now, the understanding clearly in the Tanakh about this Messianic age is found in Isaiah chapter 2, where it states that all the nations of the world, when this time comes, will stream to Jerusalem, because out of Zion, out of Israel, shall go forth the Torah. Now, what is the role? What does the author want to tell you, first and foremost, about the role of this Messiah, of the Messianic age? What is the role? What is the purpose of this? Now, a lot of people who are thinking negative are thinking that this is some kind of Zionist game plan or some kind of evil plot, and it's not. Let's break down what this really means. The unification of the return of the third and final temple, the rebuilding of the third and final temple for the one true God, Yehovah, the coming of the Mashiach, the Davidic king that is promised throughout the Hebrew Scriptures, the coming of world peace where the nations shall stream and see the glorification of Israel and want to be part of this. Therefore the nations, the righteous of the nations, shall go to Israel where the light shall shine. And we find this in Isaiah chapter 60, where Israel's light will shine in the sight of the nations, and therefore they will go to that light. Isaiah chapter 11 speaks about during this time, even the animal kingdoms will live in peace. And the knowledge of Yehovah shall cover the world as the waters covers the seas. We find in Ezekiel chapter 34 and chapter 37, the redemption of Israel, the lost tribes coming together with Judah, reuniting with this final temple built in Jerusalem. And it says in chapter 37 of Ezekiel, when that happens, then the nations will know that I, Yehovah, do sanctify Israel, when my temple is among them forevermore. And what does that mean for the nations? It means that the nations, the righteous of the nations of all over the earth, will see the glorification of Israel and want to be part of this because they are all children of God. We are all children of God. So all of them will come to the Jewish people, the righteous Jewish people. For example, in Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23, in those days 10 men of every nation shall grab the hem of a Jew and say, take us with you, for now we know God is with you. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19 states, in those days they shall come to you from the ends of the earth, the nations, and say, surely we have inherited nothing but lies, vanity, things of no worth. For how can we make gods unto ourselves, and they are not gods? Zechariah chapter 14, verse 9 says, in that day Yehovah shall be one, his name shall be one, him alone, as the true and only God of this entire creation. He alone will be vindicated in the eyes of the nations. Now, what is the role of the Messiah in the Hebrew Scriptures? Again, what does the Tanakh say clearly about the Messiah? He is absolutely from the line of David. Now, who is David? King David was a righteous king. He left behind his testimonies in the book of Psalms. He was a song writer. He wrote songs how to get close to Elohim. For example, in the very first chapter, the first words of Psalms, I'm paraphrasing here, but it basically states that those who cling to the Torah, who meditate on it day and night, their peace shall become like a river, streams of water, and everything they do shall be successful. Throughout the book of Psalms, David is always singing songs of how to draw close to God. Psalms chapter 19, the Torah of Yehovah is perfect. Psalms 119, the longest psalm in the entire Tanakh. 176 verses, all about the beauty and the wonder of the Torah, to come back to it. The entire Tanakh, from beginning to end, says, come back to the Torah. Because it is through Torah that we draw our closeness to Elohim. Now this person, who's often referred to as the Messiah, will be a continuation. He will not come to a blank page. He will be continuing what his ancestor David did in the past. What did he do? Did he glorify himself in the eyes of the nations? Was it all about him? Did he claim authority over God, saying, I'm in charge now? No, he gave all the glory to Yehovah. This is the difference between the Christian idea of Messiah and the Messiah of Tanakh, of the Hebrew Scriptures. He will be a Davidic king. What does it mean to sit on the throne of David, which is another statement to prove who is the Messiah? He will sit on the throne of David. What does this mean? Now, if you were offered to become the king and given kingship over a nation, now you can think about the benefits, the riches, the rewards, the spoils of being the king. But if you were truly a righteous person, you will realize that the whole point of being a king over a nation is being a righteous king. And it's not about you, it's about the nation. Taking the nation to their ultimate destiny, delivering them to their final destiny. And that's what the Messiah is supposed to do. And when that happens, Elohim, God alone, will be vindicated in the eyes of all the nations. He will be one, and everyone will know that he alone is God alone. And that will call the nations to see this glorification of his people, the righteousness of his people. And that will bring them to come to the knowledge of Elohim. And that is what will bring world peace, is the Torah itself, the commandments of God, which are the commandments within the Torah. And that's what the Messiah is supposed to be, a righteous king, continuing what his ancestor David started. We wait for this day when all these fulfillments are fulfilled to understand when the Messianic Age is. The Messiah has not yet come. We know this clearly, as there's no temple built. The unification of Israel has never happened. There is no Davidic king at all, physically. And Israel's not in safety, as Jeremiah 23 and chapter 33 declare, Israel shall live in peace during that time. That has not happened 2,000 years ago, and it's yet to happen. We wait for that day. Again, it's not just about Israel. It's about the whole world coming together to honor and worship the one God, Yehovah, and no one else. Living in peace, a brand new earth, and God alone being the true and only God, and all other idols gone from history, never to be mentioned again. The resurrection of the dead, Daniel chapter 12. What we hope and pray for those of us who have lost dear family members, friends. They will all come back as Yehovah promises. The animal kingdom as well, being peaceful with humans. Everlasting life. All these things we are waiting for. And when these things happen, you will not miss this time. This is why we know and can be sure that the Messiah has not yet come. We wait for that time. We pray for that time. We hope peace and unity with all our brothers and sisters. Israel, Ishmael. This is why I speak peace with my Muslim brothers and sisters as well. We all hope and pray for peace. We do not desire war or fighting or killings. We wish peace and love, and that's what we pray for every day. We do not pray for everyone to convert or to forcibly be part of Israel. This will be out of love and unification under one God and one King. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I pray peace to you, and I want to thank Yehovah, Elohim, God alone, one God and no other. And I hope this was a special presentation for you. We hope that to hear the footsteps of the Mashiach in our time. And most importantly, the point is that we witness the day when the whole earth will finally understand that there is only one Elohim, one God. He is Yehovah. He is Yehovah, and He alone is Elohim, and there is none else. Shalom.